And as we push forward into 2025, you might be wondering what trends lie ahead. George Baird with the American Society of Farm Managers and Rural Appraisers joins us now with his perspective. George, so good to have you with us today. Now, as we reflect on 2024, what were some positives that came out of last year?
When we look at 24, really think back to what the market gave us over the last 3 or 4 years, right? Good prices, some pretty good yields, an opportunity for operators to really increase their equipment lines, really focus on efficiency and operational upgrades, which really reflected in pretty strong yields from most parts of the country, despite some real weather challenges. So that's been real positive. And, fairly strong land values, at least in some parts of the world, which really help kind of hold up some balance sheets, right, for everybody as we face the challenges in the coming, year or so.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about those challenges and how you think it might be shaping what people are making plans for in 2025.
Yeah, what I'm really focused on is thinking beyond not only 25, but into 26 or 27, right? We can't just assume that things are going to bottom and bounce back real quick. So for my clients, we're really looking at their farm operations, their land holdings, and deciding where what's most efficient, where we're losing, maybe losing some efficiencies and some returns, and really kind of making plans around that. And then really focus on getting back to the basics of marketing. I, along with a lot of farmers I deal with, a lot of us would admit that the good times kind of got us spoiled on thinking things would never change. And so we kind of got away from some of the basics of, like blocking and tackling for a football analogy, but basics of marketing and really making a plan to go beyond 25. And we can't also assume that the government, Farm Bill is going to be there to bail us out. We've seen it's taken, over 2 years now to get where we are now. We just can't assume that that's going to be there to set a base for us going forward. So we got to plan beyond some of those things.
That's right. And of course, back to basics, that's always some really good advice. So any other advice you have for landowners and operators as we move forward into this new year?
Yeah, what I'm really stressing on is let's looking at our crop plan, our farm budget, our whole farm budget, our cash flow, especially with higher interest rates, that becomes a huge deal. Where can we pick up some efficiencies? I've already talked to a few guys here just in the last week or so that have let go some properties that were good, but they were 20, 30, 40 miles away from the operation. And so they were losing that efficiency and losing some yield, and it was dragging over their overall returns. And then also, let's stress test all those scenarios. We can't assume, $10 beans. I mean, you can't assume $12 beans, but let's see what happens if they're $8 beans, and vice versa for all crops. So really, stress testing everything, kind of taking a 360 view of your whole farm operation. And when you need to, reach out to professionals like those in American Society or other places through your lenders to really help you dive in and do a deep dive and a scrub of everything that you need to look at. Now's the time to get everything in order if you don't have it in order for the next 12, 18, 24 months beyond.
That's right. That's George Baird with the American Society of Farm Managers and Rural Appraisers. We appreciate your time and update.